Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Meditate with Adam, session 166. Great number, yeah, but not quite as good as 167, which will be tomorrow evening, Saturday night in the UK, where we will once again be training in meditation, and then 168 on Sunday night, preparing, unwinding from the end of the weekend and preparing to go forth into the new week. And then the morning after that, 7 a.m, 169. For once again, the meditation sandwich, starting and ending the day with meditation. But we find ourselves here today, once again, training in the natural breathing meditation and understanding, although this meditation has many meanings, very simple, very essential, minimal practice. It has many, many meanings, many great significance will come if we keep practicing it, understandings, insights, as opposed to imposing insights, intellectual insights upon a meditation. They will start to arise from a deeper space. For example, with respect to impermanence, every breath is different. We're changing moment by moment. The world around us is changing moment by moment. In a sense, we are being reborn moment by moment, and we are dying moment by moment. We're evolving like this in every single moment. This brings so much freshness and energy into our life, helping us to let go of the past and move into the future. Now, this letting go process, which comes as a consequence of training meditation, one way is to try to say to yourself, let go, let go. But with this breathing meditation, we just gain the insight into being able to let go, because we understand that everything is changing. I was saying at the beginning of the week that really there are two options, whether we like it or not. One, let go. Option one. Two, be dragged. This is this well-known Zen, well, not that well-known, but a Zen proverb: let go or be dragged. And it's well worth reflecting on deeply, this short proverb, let go or be dragged. If we don't let go, we'll be dragged. What does that mean? It means that we will find ourselves mentally stuck. Yeah, we'll find ourselves mentally stuck and getting entangled in minute annoyances, which really have no significance other than to our small mind. Yeah. No one's bothered other than our small mind, who wants to be caught up in minor annoyances. We don't choose to consciously to get caught up in minor annoyances, but we get caught in the snare of grasping and confused mind, which is holding on to the world. Please don't change. Please don't change. However much we don't want the world to change, it is changing. And as we were discussing some, on last Sunday, the Maranasati Death and Impermanence Retreat. And that'll be taking place not this Sunday, but the next Sunday again. And we've got to the point in that training where we're exploring grief, and dealing with loss, dealing with loss, transforming grief, transforming loss. When we think about grief, we hear the word grief, we often think about the loss of a loved one, the mourning process, bereavement leading to grief. But it's also useful to appreciate that there's a sense of grief when we're aware of losing other things. We're aware of change. We notice change. We notice our favorite shop closing. We hear a friend is moving to another location. Many, many types of grief, which is our mind being dragged. So we don't want that person to move away. We don't want that shop to close. We don't want our body to age. But it does. And we get dragged along. And there's a sense of grief there, like a sadness, which is a big part of human existence. Of all the myriad of emotions that come out of our mind, that is quite a big part of it, and one that is often not talked about. So although it seems like on the surface everything is okay for us, there's an underlying sense of like a sort of slight shadow of sadness coming because of the loss that we've had to experience through our life. Every living being, every human being has to experience loss because we're impermanent. Everything is impermanent. We're born, therefore we must die. And we're changing all the time in that process. The breath is there, isn't it? It's a constant process, but it is also changing. The breath is also changing, and at some point, it will stop. So as we are focusing on our breath, if we allow some stillness to come, and we can let go of all this busyness around us, insight into these themes will start to come, and a natural letting go. Now that letting go, it can't be forced, and it can't be intellectually understood. You can intellectually appreciate it, but the actual letting go is in the heart. It's not here. It's like when you say to somebody who's upset, let go, let go, let go. It's often not particularly effective for them. Because you're telling them verbally, but they need to be able to let go internally. How do we learn to let go? By deeply appreciating impermanence. And I was saying a few days ago about the dance. This phrase, dancing with the play of impermanence. Not necessarily physically. Feel free to dance around. Get yourself a TikTok account. Oh no. Another app to get lost in. Doesn't mean physically dancing. It means mentally allowing ourselves to let go. We're seeing change. And rather than being dragged by the change, being upset by the change, being caught up in the change, being dragged, it's like we're attached, and then what we're attached to is moving. It's like these, I remember these cowboy films where you'd see, often they would attach. Maybe they were having a disagreement between each other, and they would attach a rival cowboy to the back of their horse, and then go trotting off. And then the rival cowboy would be attached to the back of the horse, being pulled along, being dragged. Painful experience. The difference between that and then being on the horse, as you know, if you know how to ride a horse, very enjoyable, and you can go many, many places and locations, and it's the same. If we start to let go, we'll no longer be dragged along by the changing circumstances, but we can ride them. And enjoy. All this coming from this one meditation. So let's try again to abide in this calm space. Not really trying to make anything happen, not trying to work anything out, just sitting with the breath. So please sit comfortably with your back straight. Eyes gently closed. Bringing our attention to our breathing. We can think to ourselves, this is my time now. Over these next 15 minutes, it's my time to naturally let go. To allow the stillness to arise. Whatever's happening to your breathing, whether it's shallow or deep, try to follow it. Go on an inner journey with your breathing. our ability to be mindful partly comes from a decision to be mindful. As we gently tune our mind and abide with our breathing, we let go of the busy world around us. So the next 10 minutes in the quiet of meditation, take your time to connect fully with the natural breath. And just for the last few minutes, moment by moment, try to abide with your breathing. Sitting quietly, completely still, and following the journey of your breath around your body. And as our session comes to a close, we determine to carry this stillness, this letting go, this appreciation of impermanence into the weekend. And to remember our breath as often as possible. When we go out into our day, we take the opportunity when we can to remember the breathing. So we're making a drink before we eat. Take a few mindful breaths that make a big difference. And to try to empower oneself with stillness. Turn to stillness for inspiration. It's whenever we feel the need to be inspired, whether it's something creative, to get some insight, we may have developed the habit of going onto the internet. But try turning inwards, stilling the mind. When the mind stills, great inspiration and insight can come for our decision making, for the creative processes that flow through our body and mind. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful weekend ahead.